Hello, everyone. Welcome to Astrologer's Chat Room. This is our new series on YouTube channel. And every month, I want to invite different astrologers to share their different view of the chart that could include like a special area or special theme in the chart, or different technique that could include the, and I know maybe include a relationship, career, health, or even include transit, forecasting technique. And sometimes we can even talk about the horary. So let's begin. Our first guest is our faculty member, Mandy. Hi, Mandy. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. Hi, Rod. Happy full moon day.
Happy full moon. Oh, Lisa. Full moon is Scorpio T square with the Pluto. I really tested.
Intense.
Very intense. And it was so funny. Tell you a joke. So from a couple of days ago, people started post about full moon post. And then we're just like, oh, come on, why you make a fuss? It's just a full moon, it's just a Scorpio full moon. Ooh, hello. And then exactly just right before the full moon, I feel so annoyed. And I write something. I think, well, always check your transit before you post something.
It's a Mars ruled moon traditionally, isn't it? Moon is
Yeah,
yeah.
that was really intense. Anyway, we are not talking about that. Today we're going to focus on the very particular chart, or a very particular part of the chart. But before that, I want to announce that is on Saturday, 27th April, Monday, going to give a talk on AABA UK's monthly webinar series about life purpose in the chart. So today is also, we are going to talk a little bit about what is life purpose, right?
Absolutely, Rod. First of all, I'm really looking forward to the talk. We've got 90 minutes, including Q&A. It's on this Saturday coming. And it's going to be more of a workshop actually than a talk. So I'm hoping that everyone that attends is able to take away some techniques and some process that they can use to look at their charts, or the charts of other people, or the charts of their clients if they're working professionally. It's aimed at, anyone that knows a little bit, understands the astrological symbolism, can get something out of this kind of talk / workshop, also up to and including professional astrologers. And for me, life purpose it's very often our job, our vocation, our career, because that's how we serve the world. So life purpose is what fulfills you. It's what you're kind of here to do, but it's also something that serves the world in some way. And that's where you get that two-way fulfillment. And I'm just completing a book about life purpose. It's not particularly an astrological book, but as I was writing this book, I've developed a process. The acronym is AAB and A.
Ooh.
And I very successfully translated this process directly into astrology. It works amazing, and I'm now offering this process to clients as well. Life purpose is about, as I said, what we do to fulfill ourselves, what we do to serve the world. It's most often about our job, our career, our business, our vocation, but it doesn't need to be. It could be something to do with our, volunteering. It could be something about just how we go out into the world as the best version of ourselves, and how we just, for some people, it might just be going out in the world and sharing joy everywhere you go. I mean, we've all met these people, haven't we?
Yeah.
Too few of them, but we can all kind of get there. It's also about, maybe our place in our family. It's about maybe how we educate other people. It could be about volunteering, what we do for the community. So it's very wide. But my what I believe about life purpose is it is something that evolves. It's not necessarily only one thing. It's not one thing for life. It might be thematically one thing, But the process that I've developed, which I'll talk through in the workshop on Saturday, helps you to really master it and take it to the higher level for more fulfillment and more service, basically. So
So
that is
cool.
background,
So
basically.
cool. I can't wait to attend on Saturday's webinar. So we start at 4 p.m. UK time, and we still have a few places. And it's a workshop. So if you can attend at the Saturday 4 p.m. UK time, you're going to have a lot of time to work together with Mandy about trying to identify your theme on the life purpose. So Mandy, could you give us a example to show?
Certainly. I'm going to be doing an in-depth case study of one person. I looked into, when I was putting things together, I looked into sort of using a few different charts, but I decided the best way to do the workshop to show everyone how it works from start to finish through the process is to do a deep dive into one particular chart. It's a person that pretty much everyone will have heard of, will know, but may not necessarily have looked at their chart or thought that much about them. I won't say any more than this, but for just to show you a chart today, this is someone who is not the case study that I'm using.
Okay.
So I kind of looked at the chart of the singer Adele.
Ooh, we love Adele.
So we love Adele, don't we? She's a beautiful woman inside and out, and she has the most stunning, beautiful life. Now, if I was going to do this whole deep process with Adele, if she was a client in front of me, then we would look, first of all, the first A of AABA is ask. So we have to ask the question. This sounds basic and simple. We have to ask the question, what is my life purpose? Am I on purpose? How can I be more on purpose? So we would look here, we would start really with quite basic astrology. We'd look at the sun, because the sun is a lot about our purpose. We would look at the midheaven, how we serve the world, also, the peak service. We would also look perhaps at the sixth house, which is, also about service, the moon, the ascendant. We would look at all these basic pieces of the charts that are really important and personal to us. So, for example, if we look just basically at Taurus, we have Taurus here in the chart. We can say that Taurus is an earth sign. It's loyal, it's dependable. It's about steady progress, stamina, building and maintaining. Taurus builds and maintains. Aries initiates, the sign that comes before it. Taurus builds and maintains. It's about security as well. So if Adele was our client, we would talk about that, and we can see that it's conjunct Jupiter, which just expands. Now, there's something about the sensual experience with Taurus, the harmony and the beauty. And we really see that harmony and that beauty just resonating out so deeply and so obviously when she sings. I'll talk at the end about one particular performance that she gave that was absolutely life-changing for her. So we would talk about that. I mean, Taurus as well. I know many Taurians who have a beautiful voice.
Yes, indeed.
It's it's Venus, and she's got Venus there. You'll see in Gemini, that sort of that communication. She's got the chart here of very much the watery energy as well in her angle. She's got Cancer rising, and she's got the Pisces in the midheaven. Midheaven is Pisces. So again, she takes that sensual beauty that embodies that beautiful Taurian voice. She embodies it with the ability to connect very, very deeply with the emotions of the world, Pisces on the MC, and also on a very personal level as well with that Cancer ascendant. So this is where you can see how we're already, just by asking those simple questions, we haven't looked at Pluto opposite that sun, Jupiter. We haven't got space really to go deep into that now, and that T-square with Mars. We haven't even looked, but already just looking at the sun, the ascendant, and the MC, we can get a picture of her purpose and how she's fulfilling it. There's also with Taurus, we need to take care of ourselves and look after our body, and and she doesn't want, Taurians don't want to let people down. They want to be dependable. So I could imagine how difficult it must have been when she was supposed to go and do a long series of shows in Las Vegas, but she got sick with her voice and she had to rest. So that must have been really difficult balance for a Tory, and say, I've committed, I have to follow through. That must have been a really difficult emotional decision for her. So again, we would talk to the client about that kind of thing, that balance between the self-care and also not letting people down. So that's the first section. That's kind of ask. The next section is the next A is the fun one, and I won't say too much about it, but I'll talk about it on Saturday, is allow. So once we've looked at our chart, we can look at our own chart, we can go and see an astrologer, we can download a program, about, like, you can sometimes download these computerized reports, which, have some merit, but they don't go deep. You can look at that and go, oh, that's useful information. Okay. So, but how do you allow your life purpose to come through? Well, this is the part, and I'll talk about it, and it gets quite complicated because it's about raising your vibration. So I won't talk too much about it now.
Wow.
But it's about raising your vibration. It's about, you might feel that you're already living an on-purpose life. You're looking at your chart and you're doing the job, or you're behaving in the world, and you've done some work on yourself, you've done your transits and you've grown. You might already feel on purpose, but there's always more that you can do and a higher place that you can go, or you might be completely off track. So again, you can easily start from scratch, but you have to allow this to come through. So I will talk a little bit about how in the workshop, how we can use our birth chart, and then we're starting now to look at, for example, we would look at this sun.
So cool. So cool.
What's the shadow aspect of it? How have we been living in that shadow aspect? How can we raise the vibration of what our chart suggests in terms of the aspects to bring in, as much as we can, the masterful expression of that? So when we think about Pluto, the masterful expression, it's about transformation, it's about empowerment, about deep intensity, rolling in the deep. Rolling in the deep, one of her songs, one of her songs. And there's other things as well, it's about coming to understand our core values. What are our core values, that integrity that we need to live by to allow ourselves to really step into our purpose and evolve our purpose? And again, I'll be showing you all the places, some you might not have even thought of in our chart, where we can see some of our core values. And then when you start to sort of step into your purpose, and this is a process I've been putting myself through in the last few years, you come across your blocks, you come across your trauma, you come across, we talk about that shadow expression of our chart and the shadow, the psychological shadows that we all carry through our trauma and the blind spots. So again, we can look at Saturn. Saturn is one of the more obvious, but there are other things in our chart where we might have blind spots, and other points in our chart where we can find our healing. Chiron, for example, that's healing journey. Chiron is often the pain that we don't want to look at. And you can see here on Adele's chart, Venus, that ruler of the sun there, right in the 12th house, conjunct exactly almost Chiron. So there's that healing journey through using the voice, through using the communication, through that beautiful harmony that she brings to her voice. So that's another thing, that healing journey. And then the last part of the AABA, so we've had ask, allow, blocks, is act, because you've got to kind of act on it, haven't you? There's no point having all this information and doing all this work. You've got to actually do something. And there's lots of different ways. Just when I talked about raising your vibration, there's lots of techniques that you can use. Some of them are very practical. A Taurian in front of me would want the practical things, singing, dancing, connecting with nature, Taurus, that kind of thing, eating healthy, good, nourishing food. But there are also spiritual things that you can do as well, if that's more where you're kind of aligned, or, or a combination of all of those. And we'll talk a little bit about that as well. But ACT is all about, how do we work on that, and how do we manifest this purpose once we've done all the work? Well, obviously for astrology, we look at our transits, which are all about getting on track, right? How we get on track and how we grow and how we work through these transits. And we go up and down, blocks keep coming up and coming up. I know for me, as I've been doing this work on myself, you think, oh, I've healed that, and then it comes back in another form for you to deal more with it. And we know the cyclical nature of the planets, and we know that these blocks and these obstacles, these blind spots, and these traumas, they're all going to come up, and we see them through transits. But we also see absolutely brilliant stuff coming through in transit. So for Adele, there was an iconic moment, and I've taken a screenshot from the YouTube video. It's the Brit Awards in 2011.
I remember that one.
Yeah, 15th of February 2011.
Yes.
Brit Awards, for people who don't know, it's a British music awards, basically, a bit like the Grammys or something like that. And I remember actually watching the show. I don't normally watch it. I particularly watched this show for whatever reason. And there were all these acts came on, and there was pyrotechnics and dancers doing backflips and lasers and flames and glitter. It was real kind of, whoa, it was a real show. And then Adele came on. She stood on the stage with no special effects. She had a pianist. That was the only musical accompaniment. And she sang the song Someone Like You.
Yes.
And that, going back to what I talked about, that gift, that talent, that purpose for emotionally connecting with the audience that night on the personal level, because it was a heartbreak song. Someone Like You is a heartbreak song. I hope I find someone like you again, although you've moved on and you're married now, and I'm not done, and you're through, and it's a total heartbreak song. And even though I haven't gone through that particular scenario personally, I watched the video a couple of times while I was prepping for this little chat, and I was in tears. That emotional connection of kind of connecting on the personal level, but also connecting on that beautiful creative level with that Pisces sea and that moon. So I looked at the transits. So on the day of that performance, at the time of that performance, excuse me for looking down, but I had to write this down so I wouldn't forget. Transiting Pluto in Capricorn was conjunct her descendant.
Oh, yeah.
That public, that spot of connecting with the public, that transformative, she transformed into something beautiful. She was already a well-known star. I think her record was at #1 already at that time, but it just gave her a meteoric rise in fame and in stature and status. And Pluto, when it does hit your angles, they are it does represent milestone moments. That's one thing to think about. And then also transiting Neptune was conjunct transiting Sun, Mars and Mercury in Aquarius. And that was trine her natal Venus and Chiron in Gemini there in the 12th house. So those transits were just, and there was something about the beauty and the simplicity, very Taurian, the beauty and the simplicity of her standing up and singing that song into a microphone. No bells and whistles, just the spotlight on her. Everything else was dark all around her, the spotlight was on her. And I just thought that was just really, really beautiful. And you can see here that the ascendant and the midheaven are very early in their signs, and those water signs, very raw. It tends to be when you have something very early. In the early degrees of a sign, you get the rawest expression of it. So you've got that raw expression of this beautiful heartbreak song that fulfilled such an amazing purpose, and also was probably a very healing. So it was based on a personal experience, very personal, very 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 Cancerian, very, very personal. About something she'd been through, that she was able to sort of fulfill her career by sharing that with the world and helping other people to heal their heartbreaks as well. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of a little, how she's used her gifts. I mean, we're not looking into a personal life. We don't really want to look into too deeply into a celebrity's personal life, because we'll never really know. But we can see heartbreak, we can see that pain, but we can see how channeled into that gift it connects to something that fulfills not only the person, but serves something beautiful and harmonious in the world as well. So there we go. So we have ask, allow, dealing with our blocks and our obstacles, and then taking action. that right action at the right time. And as I say, astrology is just a wonderful tool for this.
Exactly. Well, thank you, Mandy. Thank you. I really can't wait. While you're talking, I make a note, and I can't. I can image that on Saturday. I will have a huge notepad ready to to work on with, because this is a beautiful. I mean, as an astrologer, yes, we all know how to find maybe career, 10th house MC, but I think your unique approach as your life experience, everything comes together. I have to say, we are friends. We know each other for a long time, so I know you. There's a lot of talent you have with the Reiki, with the spiritual practice, and also with psychology. And now I just see it's coming to a whole package now. It's so
Yeah, yeah.
beautiful. I mean, for people who don't know about Mandy, Mandy, you don't mind I ask you about a little bit about how you get into astrology, and what other things you were doing together with astrology.
I mean, I've been doing astrology for over 20 years now. Although I did actually do my first chart. I had a few astrology books when I was a teenager and in my
Yeah.
early 20s. And I drew up my first chart when I was in, I think it was 1985. I've still got the chart. I got the calculations slightly wrong because I'm
Me
not
too.
great at maths, and I got like a late Capricorn moon instead of an early Aquarius moon, but I still got it somewhere. I kept it all those years, and then it wasn't until I moved to London I found the London School of Astrology, which is where I met Rod, and I went through the process and got my certificates and my, and then.
Diploma.
Then the Reiki came in, and then the psychic mediumship came in, and the and I've always done lots of writing as well. So all these kind of things all kind of came together. And I think for a lot of people, astrology was all about, for me to begin with, just wanting to know more about myself.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, who am I and what am I about, and what am I here for? Which is obviously why purpose is very interesting topic for me. Yeah,
I
yeah.
agree. I agree. Suddenly, when you talking about that, then I ask about myself, what is my life purpose and what is astrology for me? Well, that is very personal, so I'm not going to share here. I probably will share in the workshop. But I suddenly realized one thing, and that I hope my I hope that, aha. Now I know. Now I know. So thank you, Mandy, to bring us today. It's a very interesting technique chart. But also, if you want to have more in-depth study about the life purpose, and with follow Mandy's 4-step AABA step, and please come to join us. It's not much, just 20 pounds, 20 pounds for the 90 minutes, include Q&A, and it's a kind of a workshop type. So we already have a lot of people enrolled. So we still have some space left. So please join us. But if you couldn't attend on Saturday, you still can listen the live streaming for 1 month. So come to this is our website is aoauk.co, aoauk.co. I will also put a link here. Okay, I will also put a link here. So please come to join us, and also don't forget, from now on, I mean, once a month, we will share different different theme, different technique, and the different skill of the reading the chart, and invite different astrology to join us. If you have some particular interest in certain theme of the chart, for example, family or financial, or maybe horary, or I know mundane. We love mundane anyway. So please let us know, and we will try to arrange some astrology talk about that particular theme to share with you. Thank you, Mandy, so much. I really learned a lot. Yeah, Mandy.
Can I say one more thing? Look in the
Yes, please.
background, see the photograph behind me,
Oh,
the print behind me on the wall.
I noticed that one.
Yeah, well, with Rod's permission, Rod
Yeah,
went to all the way to, if you follow him on social media, you will have seen the
yeah,
stunning photographs. He's traveled from London to Texas to
yeah,
watch and to photograph
yeah.
the solar eclipse that was only 2 weeks ago, right, Rod?
Yes, yes, yes.
That's so stunning. So with Rod's permission, my husband actually said, I want to frame this. It's amazing. With Rod's permission, we printed out
I,
the one of his photographs of the eclipse, and there it is on the wall there. So
I'm so
that's one of your talents, Rod. One of your many talents is
thank you.
astrophotography as well as
Thank
fixed
you.
stars and mundane astrology and
Yeah.
financial astrology and yeah,
Yeah.
very
It's my
personality.
honor. It's my pleasure and my honor to see that picture on my friend's wall. You know, it's so beautiful. I'm so happy to share. I'm so happy to share. Yes, and yeah, it's true. I think once you find your life purpose,
Hmm.
you are kind of, I don't want to say invincible, but you will hold on no matter what
Mhm.
block you, because that journey was pretty intense, to be honest.
It's things that you really enjoy. I mean, I enjoy this, right? I have Mercury square Saturn. I bet when I was a kid, I virtually spoke. You know, I didn't have a voice.
uh,
But then you
yes,
master that difficult aspect. And I love. We're gonna leave in a minute. We've been talking for
yeah,
half an hour. We've talked for another 3 hours, Rod and
I
I.
know.
Love just getting online and chatting and doing talks and doing lectures and doing workshops and writing stuff and posting it. You know, that's obviously sort of a part of my. So it's about something that you really enjoy. And when I come off doing talks like this, for example,
Yeah,
I feel great afterwards. I feel
I know.
really good. I don't feel like I might have done when I was doing administration in a corporate role a few years ago. I'd be
Yeah,
drained and exhausted. I would, enjoy it and it fulfilled me in some way and it paid the bill. But I feel like, oh yeah, great. So
I agree.
that's another part of your life purpose. It's about things that that you enjoy doing, and it's not necessarily. It's often the things that you were told that you couldn't do when you were young.
Okay.
I
Wow.
mean, if I had $1 for everyone that said to me you can't make money out of astrology, it's so some of the blocks are clearing some of those negative self-beliefs that have been
Mm,
instilled in you by other people, often from childhood. Oh, you're really quiet, you don't say anything, to someone, can't bloody shut up. So I will shut up now, and I hope to see some of you on Saturday, because it's going to be really, really good.
definitely. So, well, I have to say it's true. When you find a life purpose, you couldn't stop. And that's true. So, but we have to stop here, because if we keep talking, everyone will get it. But, no one will come down Saturday. No, we have a lot of people attend on Saturday. So, well, thanks everyone for watching, and see you next week. Well, I think next week is Monday, and Marcus and I again. We're going to do the monthly thingy. So, see you next week. Bye bye.
Thanks, Rod. Thanks, everyone.